So I would love if a couple of hours after this video, during morning skate for the Montreal Canadiens, they come out and say Romanov is playing. Because, again, at this point when I'm recording this, we don't exactly know, but I'm honestly scratching my head a little bit because I think Romanov should be playing on this team right now for this playoff run. And we'll get into why in a little bit, but look, the defense for the Montreal Canadiens, it's not a weak point, but it's also not elite, okay? We can all agree on that. I would say it's a solid defense. That's what I would say, the word to describe it, solid. But to me, that third pairing can sometimes be a liability. I'm talking, of course, about the Erik Gustafsson-John Merrill pairing. Because if you look at the top four on D for the Montreal Canadiens, Sherratt and Weber, you're not touching that. Edmondson and Petrie, provided that Petrie's healthy and his finger injury doesn't act up, you're not touching that either. That stays the same. But that third pairing, I don't know if you guys noticed this the same way I did, but I felt like there was a lot of times where Vegas was trying to exploit that third pairing of Merrill and Gustafsson. And look, as far as Gustafsson goes, I see his value on the power play. That's honestly kind of what he is. We know he scored over 50 points with the Chicago Blackhawks a couple years ago because of the power play, and he kind of breathed new life into this PP for the Montreal Canadiens. But how far can you really stretch that value, right? Because defensively, he's not great. And then you take a look at John Merrill, who last game was really fighting it, I thought. I thought he had a tough game there in Game 4. And you see a combo there, I do anyways, where Vegas looks for that. Now going back into Vegas, where the home team can control the matchups, I am worried about that. I do worry about that third pairing, and I just feel like Alexander Romanov is so much more reliable. And forget about the age. Don't look at the age and the fact that Merrill and Gustafsson have experience and have played, on other teams and stuff like that. Forget about all that, okay? Just take the player at face value right now. And I think most of us, if not all of us, can agree that Romanov now and in the future is a better option than John Merrill and Erik Gustafsson. And of course, there's two mini problems that arise through this. Number one, if you take out Gustafsson, you put Romanov on that third pairing left D with John Merrill, who goes on the power play. Look, again, I'm happy for Gustafsson that he's in a way rejuvenated this Habs power play somewhat, but he's not that important, okay? I think the power play can survive without him. There are more than capable defensemen on the Montreal Canadiens who can QB that power play there. And the other mini problem would be if you take out left shot John Merrill, who plays right D on the third pair, you're putting Romanov in as a left shot on the right D, his weak side. So that's another mini problem. But again, these are really tiny nitpick type things that honestly you can work around if the answer is having a better player on the ice. Like, those are tiny things that can be adjusted and tweaked, and honestly, it's worth it to do that if you're getting a better player on the ice, which I think this would be a huge upgrade to go from either Merrill or Gustafsson to Romanov. And okay, I know it's Romanov, but I like saying Romanov. And again, even despite the age, I know he's still a super young kid. I just think that he offers a lot more. He's more of a complete defenseman, and he's more reliable defensively. Yes, he's going to make some mistakes on occasion. All defensemen do, especially the younger ones. But don't forget his upside as well, and the things that he does very well. And he doesn't seem to be rattled by the pressure, this kid. He doesn't. So I don't think it's throwing a kid to the wolves here. I really don't. I think he'd be ready, he'd be prepared, and he'd be calm out there, which is what you want from a D-man. And this could be something looking forward for the rest of this series where, look, you could have one game where it's Romanov and then another game where it's Merrill. You can swap right through the both of them, because that's what it is this time of year. It's giving yourself the best chance to win by icing the best lineup you can on a game-to-game basis. Just because something worked for you 2 games ago, 3 games ago, or even last game doesn't mean it's going to work here. And if you have to adapt, you have to adapt. Do it. And we had this same discussion with Thomas Tatar here. The teams who stay stagnant, like, no, we got to keep the exact same lineup, even after a loss or after a rougher game, those are the teams that genuinely aren't the ones who move on. It's the teams who are constantly adapting and trying to make moves that will end up making the coaches look like geniuses That's what gets teams super far here. So these are the types of things that have to be kept in mind for the Montreal Canadiens. Personally, I think Romanov should be playing tonight. We'll see if he does. My gut is telling me no. I still think it's going to be Gustafsson and Merrill, but I hope I'm wrong here. And of course, I want to hear what you guys think. Give me your analysis of Romanov. And do you think he should be playing? Who would you take out, Gustafsson or Merrill? I think I know the answer, but I'm still going to ask it anyways. And give me your little scouting report here, okay? For more stuff like this, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.